Assalamualaikum and hello viewers. Eid Mubarak for all Muslim followers. Today I'm going to talk again on the series of videos, particularly on research at undergraduate level. So this is the today's topics. So as you know, there are 9 overall topics. Out of 9, I have already spoken on 3 topics. So today I will be talking on how easily you can start your research at undergraduate level. This is the main focus of today's lecture. So to keep it highly focused, I am discussing only 2 topics because if I want to talk so many things, it might not be possible for you to start your research at undergraduate level. As I mentioned, research at undergraduate level is quite difficult. So if you are strategic, if you are focused like this, only 2 aspects, then it might be possible for you to start your research. So number 1 is writing a mini review paper. As you know, it does not require any original data. Simply analyze, publish literature, and then you can publish a conference paper, journal paper, short, mini version of a review paper. Of course, it also has challenges I'll discuss in one of the slides. Then second aspect is writing a conference paper. So its details, how you can start, will be explained in few slides. First, let me explain you how you can understand meaning of a review paper. Basically, summarizing published work, that is what we call literature. During your undergraduate thesis, you download, you collect, you get a lot of literature from someone else's papers. Literature is basically thesis, books, conference paper, dissertation, and so on. Okay, so basically someone else published work, 20 papers, 30 papers, 100 papers, you collect them, you download them, then you summarize them, you analyze them, and make into a small mini review paper. This is basically definition of a review paper based on literature data, based on literature paper, based on literature study. Okay? Basically, a review paper is a summary of literature study. Okay? Summarize someone else's work, 1 paper, 2 paper, 3 paper, 10 paper, basically 50 to 60 papers. You summarize them in your own way, and then you convert into a paper, submit to a journal or conference. So in one way, it is called a summary. It is also not only summary, also you need to discuss strength, weaknesses, pros and cons, drawback, challenges. Most importantly, a review should have critical analysis of someone else's work, academic work related to your research question, particularly your specific research topics where you want to focus. For example, solar energy, capturing or solar energy improvement using nanomaterials. Okay, this is your specific topics. You have downloaded 50 to 60 papers, you summarize them, you discuss them, critically analyze them, strength, weaknesses, drawback, challenges, good points, weak points. So you identify them, critically analyze them, summarize them, discuss them, why it is happening, and make into a shorter version of a mini review paper. Okay. So according to literature, a literature review surveys, studies, scholarly articles, that is journal articles, peer review articles, it can be books, it can be dissertations, theses, conference proceedings, websites, and so on. Okay, so all these are examples of literature, as you can see. Okay, these are published works, so it can be book, it can be conference proceedings, journals, articles, thesis, dissertation, and so on. And you have to take in your mind that there should not be any original work here. Okay, so that is difference between original paper and review paper. No original work should be reported when you are going to prepare your review work based on literature study. So this slide basically defines difference between review and original work. Otherwise, there will be confusion. You may make a paper which is composed of original data and literature data or literature study, and that cannot be defined as a review paper. So you have to be very, very clear. So review is based on literature work, literature study, or other published work, which are already published. Nothing remain unpublished. So I give an example here. Lots of books which are already published, papers, thesis, dissertation. Okay, so these are examples of literature or review content. Whereas original work based on original data. Let's say someone is conducting experiment in the lab or doing some modeling, simulation, or some survey work, generated some data as shown in this table. Okay, so these are examples of your own data which has not been published. Okay, original data which are not published now in the form of a table, in the form of a figure. You prepare them as a paper. Those are called original data, original work, original paper. Okay, so I hope it is clear the difference between review and original work. So when I mention a mini review, so it should not be too long because you are undergraduate. If you are going to write a too long, comprehensive, critical review, it might be difficult for you. So that's why restrict yourself into a smaller version, mini version, for example, 10 to 15 pages. Don't make it too long. If it is too long, you'll face a lot of challenges because you are a new researcher, starter, early stage of researcher. So to restrict yourself also, to make some boundary, I also suggest don't put so many figures as well. Maybe 5 to 8 figures, including tables. So as minimum as possible. And also references, normally a review paper should have up to 500, 600 references for a comprehensive, critical, strong review paper. So if you want to include 500 references, again, it will be very, very hard, difficult, challenging for you. So that's why restrict up to maybe 50 to 60 references. That's why I call it shorter version, mini version, only few figures and tables and some references. Okay, meaning that you are trying, you are learning. Once you are familiar, you publish few papers, so then with your supervisors, collaborators, you can start a comprehensive review paper. And also I'll share how to write comprehensive review paper in one of the slides which has been presented in my YouTube channel. So another approach or ways to write a review paper is first come out with the table of content. This is the most convenient and easiest way for you to start to write a mini review paper. For example, you have downloaded 50 to 60 papers. Out of them, maybe 5 to 10 papers are very relevant. You read them again and again. And after reading, you come out with a draft content or skeleton of your paper. What should be overall content of your review paper? Then discuss with your supervisors, collaborators, with other co-authors, and fine tune, improve, and finalize table of content. Once table of content is finalized, then you can start with the introduction, complete the introduction, and then go to the next section, section 3, section 4, section 5, section 6, and so on. Okay, based on our experience, long experience, I feel that if you start with developing a table of content in consultation with other members, then it will be easier for you to start a review paper rather than moving here and there. This is systematic way to start your review paper. Okay, of course, to come out with a table of content and developing a table of content is not easy thing. So that's why you read some model papers, good quality papers, similar to your area, and you follow them how they have written. Some papers may not have table of content, some papers may have. So you follow which has table of content. If there is no table of content, I think you also can see the headlines, sub-headlines of a paper, and you can bring it in your draft table of content. Of course, you have to put your own content as well. So when you are going to write your literature or review paper, you need literature. From where you will get your paper, you will download your paper. So these are called source of literature. So Science Direct or LCBR is one of the best platform from where you can download your paper, you can get your paper. So if someone working in the area of IEEE, so there are databases, IEEE Explore. So you have to have access. If you don't have access, so you have to collaborate, you have to find your friends from where you can get the papers. There are also publishers like Springer, Taylor and Francis, Multiscience, IndaScience, Wiley. You also can get some web-based papers or content or report from Yahoo, Google by putting keyword, Scopus, Web of Science, from where also you can download, you can see some of the papers. And if you want to download thesis, so you need the book where digital dissertation should be subscribed. Normally, top universities subscribe this. So that's why I think the collaboration is important to get the literature. So this is one of the challenges as well. So that's why collaboration is very, very important if you want to start your research. Not only undergraduate, I think for higher level also, collaboration is extremely important. Sometimes also personal communication, collaboration. So you download a paper or you check a paper in the Science Direct. You cannot download, but you can see their email address. Okay, so that is called personal communication through email. You can request them with a gentle professional email. I'm working in this area. I want to develop a review paper. So I have seen your paper is very interesting, very useful. So it would be very good, helpful for me if you send me your paper. Normally, most of the time you will get that paper when you request us, make some such types of request. Another way also institutional depository where draft papers before publishing also downloaded. From there also you can get. Yeah, so getting the necessary literature is very important to start analyzing critically, analyzing your analyzing the literature paper. So as I mentioned, you are new. Review paper actually should be written by an expert who has knowledge 20 years, 30 years. So in that case, you are just a starter, a new researcher. So in that case, how you are going to critically analyze. So it is challenging. So that's why there must be your supervisor, your mentor, your collaborator must be there while you are going to write a review paper. That's what I meant. Lack of expertise and guidance. So without expertise, without senior people, mentor, guidance, it would not be possible for you to write a good quality paper. There might be ethical issues. There might be copy and paste, and also the how you are going to critically analyze literature, data, results, content, text. It will be difficult. So mentor will train you, guide you. So when you have this lacking, so you need to identify who will be your supervisor, mentors, collaborators, your co-researcher, and so on. So before starting, identify all these things. So as I mentioned, before starting research, you need to identify supervisors, mentors, collaborators, and those who basically can train you. As you have seen, a lot of works needed. You need to download, you need to analyze, you need to draw tables, you need to draw figures, you need to critically analyze. So sometimes you may have your final exam, test, quiz, so you may lose your passion. So in that case, it will be difficult for you. So that's why Patience, dedication, seriousness is also very important for writing review paper, original, any good quality work you want to do. You need a lot of patience, dedication, and seriousness. Just by putting effort at the surface, schedule level, you cannot produce a quality work. Okay? Lack of critical understanding, I think that when you are going to write a review paper, critical understanding, depth of understanding, how your work is different from others, what is the drawback, challenges, what are the good findings, how it is different from others. So critical understanding is extremely important. So this is the examples of a highly critical review paper in my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel address. Actually, this is one of the comprehensive uh, review paper writing with better impact or high impact. I have already uploaded in my YouTube channel for expert, those who are experienced, those who want to pursue PhD, masters, particularly for them. But never mind, you can get some experience also, particularly to understand what is the meaning of critical review of literatures. I have highlighted there 11 key points. So if you can address some of them, 4 or 5, particularly what's our strength and what's our weaknesses, if you can focus these two things, then I think it would be enough for you to write your undergraduate level review paper. So each and every details are presented in my YouTube channel with this title, Writing High Impact Review Article. This is my YouTube channel address. There are other issues. So when you are going to use someone else 50 to 60 references, so you have to use some of the figures. You can use all those figures, but you need the copyright permission from publisher. For example, LCBR, some of the papers you download from LCBR, so you got the copyright permission from LCBR. So from other publisher also, you need to get the copyright. Some publishers will charge you money. So in that case, I think that you escape, you avoid all those publishers. Those which are easier, as far as I know, the LCBR, to get copyright from LCBR is quite easy, convenient. You can get that. So when you are writing a review paper, so content similarity must be as low as possible. So using Turnitin, you can check. Using Turnitin or Authenticate or some other relevant software, you can check the content similarity. If it is too high, then you will not be able to publish. This is also called unethical practice. So it should be as low as possible. So maybe less than 20%. When you check content similarity, any content more than 1% should be reduced. Okay? Reference management, since you are handling many references, so you have to use some tools, software. This is called EndNote. If you know how to use it, you can manage references very easily, because paper may not be accepted in one journal. It varies, style varies from journal to journal. So that's why to manage it easily, you need this EndNote. Okay. So that is called reference management. You need to learn. So this is new. If you want to be a good researcher, you also need to learn some of the tools like EndNote, some other statistical tools as well, and so on. When you are writing something also, you need to rewrite them as a paraphrasing, not just simply copy and paste. Okay? So these are some of the other issues, other points also you need to learn when you are going to write or publish your review paper. Now is the second point, how you can write a conference paper. So why conference paper? As I mentioned, this is convenient and comparatively easy compared to a high impact journal papers. As I mentioned, a conference paper with 4 to 6 pages will be conveniently easier for you to focus. High impact journal actually needs a lot of comprehensive data, strong analysis, critical analysis, huge number of experiments, sometimes 2 months experiment, sometimes 3 months experiment, huge data needed when you want to publish in high impact, top quality, good quality journals such as Q1 journals. It is not easy to publish with just some little bit of shallow data in a good quality journals, your paper will be rejected. Okay. And also you need to write 15 to 30 pages, number of tables, figures, references. So this is called comprehensive or high impact journal. That is actually you need strong data, strong analysis, lot of experiments. Okay. These are longer version and these are conferences are shorter version, normally 4 to 6 pages. So it is convenient, it is easily for you can be developed. This is the examples of how can be a conference paper compared to a comprehensive original work or high impact original paper. So I have given you an example, as you can see, if we wish to develop a comprehensive high impact original work, I have mentioned 3 components here. Okay, so one of the component is synthesis materials development. Second component is characterization. Third component is performance. Actually, with these 3 comprehensive analysis, it can be published in high impact journal. This is how we published in top journal, good quality journals, Q1 journals. So in terms of materials development synthesis, I gave some example. There are 3 components also. For example, some pre-phase or max phase development. In this case, material development. So first, we can synthesize max phase in our tube furnace, or we can develop precursor materials from waste. Using all those precursor material, we develop a max phase in our lab. This is one of the steps. From this max phase, we make some chemical reaction that is called second phase, that is to develop magazine. Okay, so phase number 2 is magazine development. So once we have developed a magazine, we can suspend another third nanomaterials. Then we call it magazine-based nanocomposite. So in this case, there are 3 steps to develop or to develop a composite nanomaterials. 3 stages here. However, if you want to develop a conference paper, you may focus only one of the aspects, one of the steps. Let's say the magazine, you got it from the market or you synthesize from the lab, and then you add another materials composite that might be suitable in your specific application. So focus only this composite development. So you don't need to focus on max phase, you don't need to develop a magazine, because magazine also can be obtained from commercial vendor. Okay, so it will reduce your steps, times, efforts. Okay, so you have a magazine. Now you add third material, composite material, which will be suitable in your case, make a composite material. Okay, so your materials development for conference paper is one step only. Whereas in your original paper, high impact journal paper, number of steps involved. Even there also you derive some materials from waste. Okay, so lots of steps, novelties, originality, depthness will be in your original paper. In this case, I simplified for you, focus only one simple aspect, composite development. You got a material from a vendor and then you do some synthesis using another materials, treat them. Okay. Second part, once materials are developed, you need to do characterization. You need to see the materials behavior, purity, structure, morphology. So you see how many steps there, how many processes there. You need to do SEM, you need to do FISM, you need to do TM, you need to do Raman, XRD, XPS, and maybe there are many more. Examiners, panel members, reviewer may ask many more as well when you are submitting for high impact journals. Your supervisors also may ask many analysis. Okay, so number of analysis need to be done when you are going to submit in high impact journals. Whereas if you want to submit in conference, I suggest only sorry, conduct the SEM and XRD only. Sorry. So when you are designing a original paper, you also need very strong novelty. So check the strong novelty, how to address strong novelty in my YouTube channel. Whereas in your conference paper, you don't need that high novelty, marginal, a slight novelty, something new would be enough for you to submit in conference papers. So out of 3 steps, another step is performance test or application. Without this, you cannot publish in high quality journals. So let's say you conducted thermal conductivity test, viscosity test, density test, TGA test, UVVs, DLS, and maybe there are many more tests. Whereas in your case of conference paper, you focus only thermal conductivity. Okay, different concentration and so on, different temperatures. So you keep your focus only thermal conductivity, okay, with different concentration, with different temperatures, with this, with some novelties, actually will be more than enough for you to submit in conference papers. So in case of journals, maybe you need 10 high quality figures, 5 tables. In case of your conference paper, so focus, uh, keep yourself within only 3 figures and 2 tables. So now you see your conference papers are much more simpler, easier, convenient, less data, less originality compared to our original high impact paper. So as you see, high impact original papers are very, very rigorous, in-depth, strong novelty, strong analysis, lot of data, right? So I made it easier for you to make a conference paper. So we are organizing a conference. Those who are interested, you want to submit a conference paper, you want our cooperation, help, mentoring, also we can help you also. So this is details of the conference. You can get the necessary information from this conference. So it will be held in November this year. So we encourage you to explore more about this conference, and you can try also, you can submit also conference paper in this conference. So these are again nothing new in my YouTube channel. Now around 35 content on different aspects, your interview, personality development, scholarship searching, particularly writing related videos are there, which are main focus, so you can explore. So please share with others so that others also get benefited, as I spend a lot of time to develop this. These are free, so my humble request, please share with others. This is my social media link where I also share some of the tips as I mentioned. Okay, so this is email address by which you can easily communicate with me for any of your questions. You want to know more something, you have watched some video, there are difficulties, so you can communicate with me. I will be happy to share, to answer your questions. Okay, and this is again YouTube channel address. So those who are interested, want to explore more about other content, this is the YouTube channel. Thank you for your time. See you again with another video next time. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.